Hello everyone. I hope you've enjoyed our Imbolc Festival today, brought to us by our amazing Children and Families team. We've heard some fantastic stories, we've been on a fun scavenger hunt, and we've honoured the turning of the wheel once again. And the wheel is turning. The winter is slowly ticking by, though it's been a harder winter than usual for many, with the ongoing cost of living crisis, the climate crisis, and the general sense of instability that has been front and centre for much of the last few years. It's hard to imagine that this won't go on forever, that this too shall pass on its way and more prosperous times will come around again. But it's the cycle of all things. And as a pagan and a healer, I know these harder times that we endure always have the potential to bring with them innovation and leaps forward. One thing is certain, and that's that we're in the throes of massive change. And though we can't actually see the results of it yet, the upheaval and heavy work that is necessary for change to happen also brings with it the light of better times. That is, if we let it. If we let it bring better times, and that we do the work that's needed during the dark of the winter. Imbolc is a great time for thinking about the year to come and what will grow from the remains of the year gone by, nourished and fed by what we learned along the road, growth aided by what we've pruned away, what is no longer needed. And sure enough, there are small hints of spring showing themselves once more as we move into 2023. Snowdrops are bursting through the frosty ground. The light is returning, and there's a slight sense of movement in the air, even if it is still largely cold, dark and wet. We must move with it. We must allow that cycle to happen, and we must bring the knowledge of what we've learned over the winter, utilize it to make improvements happen. There is lots to do. There are conversations that need to be had and connections that need to be forged and deepened. And I wholeheartedly believe that the pagan community as a whole has a huge role to play in the next chapter of humanity. Every single one of us has the potential to use our skills and experience for the betterment of the world around us, to make society a better place, whether that's giving a listening ear to a neighbour, talking about our own personal paganism with others, creating something beautiful, or even something larger than that. Each one of us has a contribution, no matter how small it may seem, to making this world a better place for everyone. And the world needs it right now. It needs us to example a different way of being to the one that has become the norm. It needs hope, it needs connection, and it needs healing more than it needs anything else. We're all responsible for what we bring into this world. I believe that wholeheartedly. And indeed, really, there is nothing else that we can control. With that in mind, my mission for this year, for 2023, is to find ways to do just that, even if they're tiny. I aim to bring hope wherever I can inspire it. I want to create and deepen connections where either they don't exist already or they need strengthening. And to find as many small ways as I can to help heal trauma wherever I find it. It's time to close our festival for now. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that the year to come that's ahead of us now holds blessings and at least a little joy for you. But before I go, I'd like to read you all this poem, which really captures the essence and energy of Imbolc for me. It's written by Jenna Weston, and you can find it featured on the Wee Moon website. It's called Winter Ritual. The pile of sticks has grown all winter, sticks like witches' wands, weathered prayer sticks, picked up sticks, built into a woody tent, a grey and brown lattice cone. Yesterday it snowed, and now I strike a match to papers torn and pushed under damp kindling. I sit by the crackle and smudged in silver smoke. I am burning the past on its last remaining day, unsent letters in unaddressed envelopes, old journals, pain pressed between pages like dried flowers, outdated bills, lists, memos emptied from their files, time's linearity seared. Flickers of orange curl back black edges, thin and ephemeral as shed skin. Words are lifted from their page, carried off and transliterated into the primal language of combustion. Surrounding snow melt, trickles towards the wane of flames. The day's final blaze flares from mottled afternoon clouds behind me and warms my back like a brief blessing. I thank you all for joining us here today and for appreciating the work of one of our busiest teams. I hope you have a blessed Imbolc and an even better 2023. Thank you.